sport defined by numbers. There's a new game-changing number. Now TaylorMade Speed comes with the forgiveness of 10K inertia. Experience your drives in 10K with the all-new QI10 Max. Only from TaylorMade.
Jeri, thanks for joining us this morning, and congratulations off next year to North Dakota State University. You've been wanting to achieve something like this for a number of years now. How does it feel to finally have it done?
It's nice. Signing that paper was kind of a relief because I don't know, until everything's kind of finalized, everything didn't to me feel very secure yet. So having it done and having a plan next year is really nice.
Walk me through the process. What was it like for you?
Yeah, with NDSU, I was able to go down on an official visit, meet the team, talk to the coach, and it checked off every box. I mean, it's close to home. They have a good tournament schedule. The coach is awesome, and the team seems to be really good and close with each other. So it checked every box that I could hope for. Being close to home too is really nice. Getting to come back and, spend Christmas break and not have to catch a flight and everything. So I'm excited.
I would assume mom, dad, your sister, all pretty excited to have you within a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, I'm assuming so too. Yeah. I think it'll just be easier for everybody, and the school is great. The coach is great. So for that school to be close and to have every other element fall into place, I mean, is perfect.
How about the facilities down there? Just kind of give us a bit of a behind the scenes look, because obviously we haven't been there, and this will be home for you for the next number of years moving forward. What's it like down there?
Yeah, they've got 2 home courses that they get full access to. So that's nice. One of them's more of a link style, and then one of them's more like what I'm used to here with Nyack and Clear Lake. So getting to practice on different types of courses helps, especially when you're traveling so much and you're trying to prepare. They've got a par 3 course, which I'm looking forward to for my short game. In the winter there, they've got simulator and a huge indoor putting and short game facility. So obviously when there's snow on the ground, that's the hardest thing to practice. Seeing that was awesome. And then they've got this almost like a golf dome type setup in where the football players do. So in terms of indoor practice facilities for the winter there, they're perfectly set up.
You mentioned Niagara and Clear Lake. We'll get to the competitive season here in just a minute, but what have those 2 courses done for you over the last number of years to get you to this point?
I've been a member at Clear Lake for forever, and I've golfed more rounds there than I could probably count at this point. So they've been super helpful with when it comes to getting me on the tee sheet, sneaking me on and everything. NAC has been a huge help. My coach Terry's there, so I try to see him as much as possible, but having 2 courses that I can kind of go back and forth between practice. I'm super lucky to be at 2 great courses with great people that support me at both.
How about a look back at 2024? I guess it started early for you. We made the trip out to Thunder Bay. The Next Gen Prairie Championship was there. And despite the fact it's 7, 8 hours away from Winnipeg, there was a huge number of Golf Manitoba participants in that event. And you were able to come out on top in the women's category. Walk us through what those 3 days meant for you.
Starting the season off back home with a win was really nice. I think traveling out that far, it's nice to come home with a win, especially after all that effort. But yeah, the field was a great turnout, and winning that tournament was definitely a jump start to the season, I think. Gave me some confidence coming in. I had played some tournaments in the States prior, but being able to come home with a win to start off the Golf Manitoba season, that like the junior and the amateur, that was a big one for me.
For playing at Whitewater, the weather was a bit of a challenge. We were all pretty cold by the time it came to an end. The course was fantastic, though. What did you like about your game specifically over those 3 rounds to be able to come out on top?
I couldn't feel my fingers in round 2 at all. So the fact that I could even feel the golf club was pretty surprising. But I think I remember the fairways being tight, and as bad as the weather was, I don't know. When you're on the golf course playing tournament golf, I think the weather's kind of secondhand to what you're focused on because you can't control it. But I was driving the ball well that week, and then I just tried to keep the short game simple. Um, yeah, my ball striking was good that week, and that's what got me through it, especially with the weather. I think ball striking is what keeps your game kind of tight, and on that course, you couldn't miss the fairways.
And your other win came at Gilbert Plains Country Club. What was the experience like at the Manitoba Summer Games?
I played in the Western Games, and but that was years ago before COVID. So getting to do something like that with a team again was so much fun. And then having that kind of be the last one of the season was fun to finish up doing more of a team event.
Number two at three events. Like I look at the year that you had, 2 wins, 3 second-place finishes. The match play championship early in the year presented by St. Vital Dental Center, the Diamond Athletic Women's Amateur Championship, and then, of course, the Junior Girls Championship presented by the Alex and Peggy Colanello Foundation. When you reflect back on it now, I know you would have liked to win them all, but Addison Cartouche was able to come out on top. Obviously, you've got a good relationship with her, but three number two finishes, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I think in all three of those tournaments, a couple hiccups that I would like to maybe have back, but I did some good things there to stay in it all 3 days of all the tournaments, I think. But um, I think learning from those mistakes is what I'm going to try to take out of this post. I did some good things too, because I wouldn't have been able to finish second
Right.
hadn't I? But yeah, still having those second place finishes got me to the Canadian Junior and the Canadian Amateur, so I'm super happy with those. But yeah, looking back at this season, there's a lot of lessons, especially from those three tournaments, but a lot of good that came out of it too.
Jeri, how has your game grown over the last number of years? I remember watching you 3, 4 years ago, and you were there, you were competing. You weren't where you are though right now. And as we allude to, you play 5 events. The worst you finish is number two. That says something right there. What do you like about the golf game when you look at it kind of from an outside perspective?
I think for me over the years, I've been lucky that in Manitoba, we've had a really good group of girls. Like you said, Addie, she's been there this whole time. My younger sister, Jewel, and then you've got India, Kira. So I think having a good group of girls along the way definitely pushes you. So we're fortunate here in Manitoba for that, for sure. And then I think just I want to get better, so that's a huge thing. And with the support of my parents, with NDSU and everything, I'm lucky to have the community behind me that I do. And like I said, like the competitors having Addie there all year. I mean, I got with Kala, who plays already college golf. That was awesome. Crystal's going away. So I think just the group of girls that we've got here this year and in past years has been probably one of the things I'm most thankful for, especially because I know some other provinces aren't that fortunate.